Google Analytics is a free and powerful tool for anyone using a website for business, but it can be a little daunting at first. In this Google Analytics tutorial, we'll take a guided tour through the user interface, and I'll show you a couple of hidden ninja tips that can make Google Analytics a must-have tool in your marketing toolkit. My name is Norm Clare, founder of the Marketing Group, and we love helping brands tell better stories through modern digital channels. And measuring the performance of your content and marketing channels to maximize your marketing ROI has never been more important. The Google Analytics UI is broken into two areas: the administration features, where you set up and fine-tune your Google Analytics settings, and reports, where insights about your marketing and website's performance are located. Let's start by quickly covering the administrative features. Starting at the top, if you've set up more than one website or have multiple profiles, you'll access them here by clicking on the All Accounts and Views selector. Now, let's skip down to the bottom of the UI, where you'll find your account's administrative tools for adding additional GA users, setting up and configuring your website properties, and configuring views. This is also where you'll set up Google Analytics goals, one of Google Analytics' superpowers, and one that we'll take a deeper dive into in another video. Next, let's look at reports, as this is where you'll likely be spending most of your time in Google Analytics. Reports are accessed from the Reports navigation over here on the left. The nice folks at Google have ordered these reports to correspond with a typical buying journey, starting with Audience, where you can unpack a lot of great information about users visiting your site. Acquisition, which is focused around what inbound channels are driving users to and engaging with your website. Behavior, for gaining a better understanding of how your content is performing and seeing if there are any bottlenecks. And conversion, for evaluating how well your site achieves your marketing and revenue generation goals. And last but not least, real time here at the top, which provides you with a snapshot of what's happening on your website right now. To have a better understanding of what's going on in these reports, it's helpful to take a step back and have a look at what Google Analytics is doing in the background when somebody visits your site. The first time someone visits your website, Google places a first-party cookie in their browser and starts counting what it refers to as hits for that visitor session. Hits are things like page views, e-commerce interactions, and goal completions. Second, Google adds dimension to those hits by associating information that it knows about your users, such as how they arrived at your site, their location, and the date and time they visited your site. The next time they visit your site, they'll already have a cookie, and GA will continue counting hits from them, but as a returning visitor with a new session. As we dive deeper into these reporting features, it'll be helpful for you to keep this in the back of your mind, because everything in those reports will be some combination of hit and dimension data. So now that we have a solid foundation, let's have a closer look at some of those in-report tools that will help you start turning hit and dimension data into real insights. For this part of the tutorial, let's say we just updated the design of the men's and unisex apparel section of our e-commerce website, and our boss wants to know how that content performed over the holidays. To find this data, we'll look at the website content under Site Content in the Behavior Reports section and use the Content Drill Down report to locate all of the pages within our men's and unisex section of the site. Now, if you happen to click on the wrong item and go down the wrong path, you can always back up the path using the Path Breadcrumb navigation located at the top of the page. Once we find the content we're looking for, we need to set the date range dimension using the Date Range Selection feature at the top right of the page for the months of December through January. Now we can tell our boss exactly how many page views this content received in December and January. But hold on. You know your boss is going to ask you more questions about the performance of the marketing campaigns over that time period. So in anticipation of that conversation, you want to find out how your marketing campaigns contributed to these metrics. Well, it's easy to find that out by just changing the primary dimension located here from page path by selecting Other and then entering Campaign into the search field, and voila! Your page views and engagement are now broken down by campaign. Your boss is going to be so impressed. Perhaps you're curious about seeing just how your AdWord campaigns did. As you can see here, AdWord campaigns have all been labeled with the AW prefix, so it's easy to filter on just those. To filter, we simply enter AW into the filter box here and click the magnifying glass. Now we only see our AdWord campaigns. But what if we wanted to filter out the AW Google brand campaign that was run by our agency and keep all the rest? Well, this brings us to our first ninja tip of the tutorial. By clicking Advanced next to the filter, you can create an even stronger filter. As you can see, it already includes the AW filter, but we can add an exclusion to the AW Google brand campaign by clicking Add Dimension or Metric, entering Campaign as the dimension we're going to filter on, and typing AW Google brand. Now, you'll notice that Google tries to be helpful by providing a pick list of possible campaigns. So just go ahead and pick the AW Google brand campaign. Because we want to exclude this campaign, change the option here from Include to Exclude and hit Apply. Now you can see just the campaign information you wanted. How you doing? You still with me? Wonderful. Stick with it because we're about to uncover our second ninja tip. You have all the information you need for that important chat with your boss, but you're very curious how well those fantastic ads that your team designed for these campaigns performed. Did you know that you can layer in that data as well? And this actually brings us to our second ninja tip of the tutorial. GA has another awesome and often overlooked feature that lets us go even deeper by adding a secondary dimension to the primary dimension in this report. Oddly enough, it's labeled secondary dimension, and it's located right here just below primary dimension. The options available within this feature are connected to the type of report you're viewing and the primary dimension being displayed. To find out what ad content drove this traffic, we can simply click into this search field and start typing ad content. Then select it from the list, and boom! Now you can report the ad content associated with the campaign that's generating all those lovely page views. How cool is that? You're getting a raise. Now for a bit of housekeeping. To clear your advanced filters, just click the X beside the filter field. To get rid of the secondary dimension, just click the small X next to the column heading. And to reset the primary dimension, select Page Path from beside primary dimension. Well, that covers it for this tutorial on how to navigate the Google Analytics user interface. We'll have more great analytics tutorials that dive deeper into each of those reports, how to set up goal tracking to measure the effectiveness of your inbound marketing campaigns and channels, and how you can quickly create custom dashboards and reports to share your insights with others. And we'd love your feedback. Please let us know in the comments below how you're using Google Analytics and what features you love or don't love. And please hit that thumbs up button if you found this video helpful. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos on Google Analytics. And as always, we look forward to seeing you in the next video.